Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. Now feel it, not as something coming, not as something you must chase, but as something that is already here. The universe is listening, responding, aligning itself to the vibration you are offering. Right now, you see, nothing is withheld from you. There is no force outside of you determining when or if you are worthy. The moment you ask, truly ask, with the unwavering knowing that it is done, the universe moves. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. But here is the truth that many do not understand. You are always receiving, always. The question is not whether the universe is responding, but whether you are aligned with what you seek. If you focus on lack, you receive more lack. If you believe in delays, you experience delays. But the moment you shift, when you dwell in the feeling of already having, your reality conforms. Ask yourself, what am I radiating? What feelings am I dwelling in? Because the miracle is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting for recognition, waiting for you to step into the knowing that it is already yours. Do not concern yourself with how it will come. That is not your job. The universe orchestrates with precision beyond human understanding. It aligns the people, the circumstances, the opportunities in ways you could never predict. Your only role is to remain in the state of the wish fulfilled. Feel it now, walk as if, speak as if, move as if, and most importantly, give thanks as if. For gratitude before the manifestation is the ultimate proof of faith. Prepare yourself, because the moment you fully accept this truth, reality must shift. The universe is responding to you right now. Your miracle is not on its way. It is already here. Are you ready to receive it? Every thought you hold is a seed planted in the vast soil of the universe, a silent command that sets unseen forces into motion. Whether you are conscious of it or not, your thoughts are constantly shaping the reality before you, forming the circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that unfold in your life. The universe does not filter your desires by good or bad, right or wrong. It simply reflects the energy you consistently radiate. This is why some seem to manifest with ease while others struggle. The difference is not in luck or divine favoritism, but in the silent, continuous vibration they offer to the world. When you dwell in a thought, you are sending out a signal, much like a radio tower broadcasting a frequency. That frequency then attracts experiences that match its vibration. If your mind is saturated with fear, doubt, or scarcity, you will find yourself surrounded by more reasons to feel fearful, doubtful, and lacking. But if you hold on to thoughts of abundance, love, and fulfillment, if you persist in them with unwavering faith, then the universe must respond in kind. This is the law at work, whether you believe in it or not. It does not bend to your momentary wishes or fleeting desires. It does not grant what you merely hope for while dwelling in the energy of lack. It gives you only what you consistently assume to be true. Every moment of every day, your life is a mirror reflecting the thoughts you have most often. You may not always be aware of them, but your reality never lies. It is the most honest feedback you will ever receive about what you truly believe. Many make the mistake of thinking that they must control every single thought, that if they ever have a moment of doubt or fear, they will undo all their progress. But this is not so. It is not the stray thought that shapes your life, but the dwelling place of your mind. What do you return to over and over? What story do you tell yourself when no one is listening? These are the thoughts that matter, the ones that become embedded in your consciousness and in turn shape the reality before you. If you truly wish to see change, you must become intentional with the thought you allow to take root. You cannot entertain images of failure and expect success. You cannot dwell in resentment and expect love. You cannot fear poverty and expect wealth. The universe is impartial. It only magnifies what you hold as true within. So if you want a new reality, you must first create it in your mind. You must discipline yourself to see only that which you wish to experience. This is not about denying reality or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about recognizing that your thoughts are the first step in transforming your circumstances. If you do not like what you see, do not fight it. Change what you are broadcasting. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what am I consistently believing that is allowing this to persist? Your life is only a reflection, a response to the energy you have been emitting. Some may say, but I have been thinking positively and nothing has changed. To them I say, have you truly believed? Have you dwelled in the feeling of the wish fulfilled? Or have you allowed doubt to creep in, undoing your efforts? Many think they are thinking positively, but deep inside, they are still carrying the vibration of doubt, still looking for evidence of their current reality instead of trusting in the unseen. You cannot fool the universe. It does not respond to the words you speak alone. It responds to the energy behind them. You must become unwavering in your conviction. If you desire abundance, think from a place of abundance. Feel the joy of already having. Move through your day as if it were already yours. Speak words of gratitude before you see the evidence. Do not wait for the world to confirm what you desire. Confirm it within yourself first, and the world will follow. And when doubt does come, as it inevitably will, do not entertain it. Do not give it power by dwelling on it. Instead, remind yourself that reality is only a delayed reflection of past thoughts. What you see today is not permanent. It is simply the manifestation of what you once believed. And just as you created it, you can create something new. Shift your focus, hold your vision, and remain steadfast in your faith. The universe is listening at all times, responding to your every thought. It does not judge, it does not question. It simply delivers what you believe to be true. So take command of your mind. Be deliberate in what you allow yourself to focus on. Your thoughts are not mere passing whispers in the wind. They are powerful forces, shaping the very fabric of your existence. Choose them wisely, for in them lies the key to everything you seek. The universe does not waver, hesitate, or second guess. It operates with precision, responding directly to the energy you project. There is no force outside of you deciding whether or not you are worthy of what you desire. No unseen hand delays your blessings or measures your past actions before granting you your manifestations. The only determining factor is the state of being you consistently occupy. What you assume to be true, what you accept as reality, becomes the foundation upon which your life is built. This is why certainty is the key. The universe does not respond to fleeting wishes or hopeful begging. It does not acknowledge desperation, for desperation is the energy of lack. Instead, it aligns with that which is already accepted as true within. If you assume something is done, if you live as though it is already yours, then it must be so. There is no question, no hesitation, no delay. The moment you shift your consciousness to the state of the fulfilled desire, reality must conform. Many fail to see this because they remain trapped in the illusion of waiting. They say, I will believe it when I see it. But this is the opposite of how the universe works. You do not wait to see before you believe first and then you see. The world is simply a mirror, reflecting back to you what you hold to be true. If you continue to believe that your desire is far away, then it will remain so. If you continue to seek proof before you allow yourself to feel certain, then you will always be in a state of seeking. Look at your own life and ask yourself, what do I truly assume? Not what you hope for, not what you wish for, but what you expect without question. This is what the universe is aligning with. If you believe that success is difficult, then it will be. If you believe that love is hard to find, you will struggle to find it. But if you assume that things naturally work in your favor, if you accept that abundance, love, and opportunities flow effortlessly to you, then that is exactly what must unfold. Your assumptions shape your world in ways you may not even realize. They dictate how you walk, how you speak, and how you respond to life. A person who assumes they are wealthy moves differently than one who assumes they are struggling. A person who assumes they are loved radiates a confidence that attracts love effortlessly. The universe takes these subtle signals and reflects them back to you, reinforcing whatever state you embody most consistently. This is why those who operate with deep certainty seem to manifest so easily. They are not trying, they are not efforting or forcing things into place. They have simply assumed the reality they wish to experience, and the universe has no choice but to align accordingly. They do not check for signs every hour, nor do they constantly question whether it is working. They live as if it is already done, and so it is. Doubt, hesitation, and fear do not stop the universe from responding. They simply cause it to reflect those very things back to you. If you hold a vibration of uncertainty, life will seem uncertain. If you hold a vibration of trust, life will seem trustworthy. This is an immutable law. The universe is never inconsistent, never selective, never withholding. It is only reflecting. So how do you step into this certainty? By fully immersing yourself in the reality of the wish fulfilled. Feel it, breathe it, walk in it. Do not concern yourself with how it will unfold. That is not your task. Your only responsibility is to remain unwavering in the knowing that it is already done. You must be willing to abandon the version of yourself that doubts. You must detach from the old stories that tell you things take time, that struggle is necessary, that you must prove your worth before receiving. None of that is true. The only truth is the one you decide upon. The only reality is the one you claim. Claim it now. Assume it fully. Walk in the certainty that your desire is already yours, and you will see the evidence unfold before your eyes. Not because you fought for it, not because you begged for it, but because you knew, without question, that it was always meant to be. The concept of time is one of the greatest illusions that keep people trapped in a cycle of waiting. You believe that you must wait for your desires to unfold, that there is a process, a sequence of steps that must happen before you can receive what you seek. But in truth, the only thing that creates the appearance of delay is your own mind. The universe does not operate in time. It operates in states of consciousness. The moment you shift into the state of having, the moment you fully accept that your desire is already yours, time collapses and what you seek is revealed. You may look at the world around you and believe that things must unfold in a linear fashion. You may think that before wealth arrives, you must work hard for many years, or that before love comes, you must go through a series of experiences to become ready. But these are beliefs imposed upon you by the world, not universal truth. The universe does not require preparation, struggle, or waiting. The universe only requires that you assume the state of your wish fulfilled. What you call waiting is in reality a state of being. If you say, "I am waiting for my miracle," you are affirming a state of waiting, and so the universe mirrors that back to you. If you say, "I will receive it soon," you are affirming a future condition, keeping your desire just out of reach. But if you say it is done and truly feel it to be so, then there is no more waiting. There is only the unfolding of what has already been created within. The idea that something must take time to manifest is based on the assumption that your desire exists somewhere separate from you. But nothing is separate from you. There is no external world deciding when you are ready to receive. The only barrier is your own doubt, your own hesitation in claiming what is already yours. You do not need to become worthy of your miracle, nor do you need to earn it. The moment you recognize that it is done, that it has always been done, it appears effortlessly in your reality. When you dream at night, time does not behave the same way. You can experience a lifetime in a single moment. You can move from one place to another without travel, from one event to another without sequence. This is because the mind is not bound by time. Your waking life operates the same way. It only appears to be linear because you have accepted the illusion of time as real. But the deeper truth is this: everything you desire exists now, not tomorrow, not next year, now. If you could strip away your conditioning, if you could release every thought that says it takes time, you would realize that what you desire is already here. You do not manifest things in time, you manifest them in consciousness. The moment you truly believe it is yours, it is. The only reason you do not yet see it is because you are still holding on to the belief that you must wait. The only delay is your own hesitation to fully accept that it is already done. So how do you collapse time? By stepping into certainty, by knowing beyond all doubt that your miracle is now. Do not say it is coming, say it is here. Do not wonder when it will happen, declare that it already has. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of already having received it. When you do this with full conviction, the illusion of time dissolves, and what was once far away moves instantly into your present reality. Many will say, "But I do not see it yet." And to them I say, you do not need to see it to know it is done. You must believe it before it appears. Just as the seed planted in the ground does not immediately break the surface, your manifestation is already taking root the moment you claim it. The impatient gardener who digs up the seed to check its progress only delays its growth. So too do you delay your desires when you question, doubt, or look for proof. Your miracle is not in the future, it is not something you must wait for. It exists right now in this very moment, in the unseen reality of consciousness, and the moment you claim it, the moment you release all doubt and step fully into the state of already having, time ceases to exist. You will find that what once seemed impossible happens effortlessly. What once felt distant becomes immediate. This is the power you hold. You are not bound by time unless you believe you are. The universe is not delaying your desires. Your own doubts are creating the illusion of delay. But the moment you decide, truly decide, that it is done, time bends in your favor. You collapse the illusion and your miracle is revealed. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Most people live their lives in reverse. They wait to see proof before they believe. They wait to have the money before they feel wealthy. They wait to find love before they feel loved. They wait for success before they feel accomplished. But this is not how the universe works. The universe does not respond to what you observe. It responds to what you assume to be true. If you are waiting to feel it until you see it, you will remain in a cycle of waiting. But if you learn to feel the reality of your desire before it appears, you will bring it into form effortlessly. This is the great secret. You do not manifest by hoping, by wishing, or by pleading. You manifest by assuming the state of already having. This means you must feel it first. You must close your eyes and step into the world where your desire is already real. It is not about pretending or acting as if. It is about shifting your entire being into the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. You must walk, talk, breathe, and think from the end, as though what you seek has already been given to you. Some will say, "But how can I feel something that has not yet happened?" And to them I say, everything that has ever been created was once unseen. The greatest inventions, the most beautiful works of art, the most profound changes in history, all began as unseen realities in the minds of those who refused to wait for proof. They felt it before it was real to the world. They walked with certainty before others could see. And because they did, reality had no choice but to rearrange itself to match their vision. You may wonder, but what if my external world contradicts what I am feeling? And this is where most people falter. They allow their senses to dictate their reality. But your senses only reflect the past. They are showing you what you have previously believed and felt. If you want to change what you see, you must first change what you feel. You must have the courage to persist in your inner knowing, even when the outer world has not yet caught up. This is why those who succeed, those who manifest effortlessly, are not swayed by appearances. They do not allow a temporary condition to shake their conviction. They do not say, "I will believe when I see." They say, I believe, and therefore I will see. And because they hold this unwavering state of certainty, the world bends to meet them. Feeling it before you see it is not about daydreaming or fantasizing. It is about embodying a new state of being. It is about shifting from hoping to knowing, from wanting to having, from lack to fulfillment. When you do this, you align yourself with the reality where your desire already exists, and it must come to pass. The universe does not question, it simply responds. Think of the great visionaries, the great pioneers who shape history. They did not wait for others to believe before they acted. They felt the reality of their vision so deeply that they carried themselves as if it had already happened. And in doing so, they pulled their unseen reality into the physical world. You must do the same. Do not look to the world for confirmation. Feel your desire as real, and the world will follow. The key is consistency. You cannot feel it one day and then doubt the next. The universe responds to the vibration you hold most consistently. If you waver between believing and doubting, you will create delays. But if you remain steadfast, if you refuse to be moved by what you see, if you hold the feeling of already having, then what you seek will manifest with certainty. This is not magic, it is law, the law that governs all creation, all manifestation, all miracles. You do not need to beg, you do not need to struggle, you only need to feel it now, and the universe will bring it to you. Not because you are forcing it, but because you have aligned yourself so perfectly with it that there is no other possibility. So close your eyes, step into the version of you who already has it. Feel the gratitude, the relief, the certainty. Let that feeling consume you until it becomes your natural state. And then, without effort, without strain, reality will shift. You will see with your own eyes the truth that was always there. You have always had the power. You have always been the creator, and what you seek has always been waiting for you to feel it first. Most people trap themselves in a cycle of doubt and frustration by constantly questioning how their desire will manifest. They analyze, strategize, and try to control every detail as if they must personally oversee the universe's work. This need to figure out the how is the very thing that keeps them stuck. The truth is, you do not need to know how, you only need to know that it is done. When you plant a seed in the soil, do you dig it up every day to check if it is growing? Do you demand to know exactly how the roots are forming beneath the surface? No. You trust that the seed knows what to do. You water it, give it sunlight, and allow nature to take care of the rest. Your desire is no different. The moment you plant it in your mind, the universe begins orchestrating events, moving people, and arranging circumstances in ways far beyond your comprehension. But if you constantly interfere, questioning and doubting, you delay the process. Detachment does not mean you do not care about your desire. It means you trust so deeply that you no longer feel the need to force or manipulate the process. When you assume the state of already having, you release the need to control. You no longer look at time as an obstacle, nor do you question whether things are unfolding correctly. You simply know that they are. You walk in the world as one who already possesses what you once sought. And because your inner world has shifted, the outer world has no choice but to follow. Many people misunderstand this concept. They think that detaching means giving up. But detachment is not a lack of desire. It is a lack of resistance. It is the absence of struggle, of desperation, of constantly checking for signs. It is resting in the certainty that what you have imagined is already yours, even if your senses have not yet caught up. When you try to control the how, you are operating from a place of lack. You are subtly telling yourself, I do not believe this will happen unless I make it happen. But the moment you let go and trust, you step into a state of flow. The right people, opportunities, and events will be drawn to you effortlessly, not because you chase them, but because you aligned yourself with the end result. Think of the times in your life when things seemed to fall into place effortlessly, when you weren't obsessing over details, yet everything aligned perfectly. This is the power of detachment. It is the state of allowing. It is the realization that your role is not to figure out every step, but to trust that each step will reveal itself in perfect timing. The greatest manifestations occur when you stop micromanaging the universe. The moment you decide that your desire is already fulfilled, the pressure disappears. You stop forcing, you stop overthinking, and you stop looking to the external world for reassurance. You become so rooted in the feeling of already having that you no longer need confirmation. And in that moment, reality shifts. When you trust the process, you open yourself to possibilities greater than you could have imagined. The universe does not operate on logic, it operates on infinite intelligence. What seems impossible to the rational mind is effortless to the unseen forces working on your behalf. If you demand to know how, you limit yourself to what your mind can conceive. But if you surrender the how, you open yourself to limitless ways your desire can unfold. Look at nature. The sun rises without your effort. The tides shift without your control. The seasons change without your interference. There is an intelligence governing all things, and that same intelligence is orchestrating the fulfillment of your desires. But just as the waves do not resist the ocean, you must not resist the flow of creation. Detachment is the art of stepping back and allowing the unseen to become seen. It is choosing to believe in what is not yet visible, trusting that what you seek is already moving toward you. The impatient mind will always seek evidence, but the knowing mind needs none. It understands that the moment something is assumed to be true, it is already set in motion. Many fail to manifest because they waver. They claim to believe, but then they panic when they don't see immediate results. They constantly question, doubt, and shift their energy between faith and fear. But creation does not respond to inconsistency. It responds to unwavering certainty. When you remain fixed in your assumption, without needing proof, the universe has no choice but to bring it to you. So let go. Let go of the need to figure out every step. Let go of the urge to force outcomes. Let go of the belief that you must struggle to receive. Walk as the person who already has what they desire. Think, feel, and act as though it is already done. And then watch as the universe bends to meet you, bringing into form what has always been yours. Gratitude is the final step in the process of creation. The ultimate sign that you truly believe your desire is already fulfilled. It is not a passive act, nor is it something to be reserved only for when the evidence appears. Gratitude is the energetic seal, the final signature that declares to the universe, it is done. When you give thanks before receiving, you shift from hoping to knowing, from waiting to claiming. You no longer look to the outer world for confirmation because you are already convinced of your possession within. Most people use gratitude incorrectly. They believe they should only express it after something has happened, as if their thankfulness must be earned by external proof. But gratitude is not a response, it is a force of creation. It is an act of faith that aligns your consciousness with the reality of already having. When you feel gratitude in advance, you are not merely wishing, you are embodying the truth that your desire has already taken form in the unseen. Imagine receiving a gift from someone. The moment you hold it in your hands, you instinctively say, "Thank you." You do not question whether the gift is truly yours. You do not hesitate or doubt. You simply accept it with appreciation. This is how manifestation works. When you assume something is yours, gratitude flows naturally. You do not need to wait for it to materialize before you feel thankful. You express gratitude now because you know it is already done. Gratitude removes resistance. Many people block their own manifestations because they live in a state of lack, constantly feeling as though they are waiting for something to complete them. They look at what is missing, they complain about what they do not yet have, and in doing so they reinforce the reality of not having. But gratitude shifts this completely. It moves you from lack to abundance, from desperation to assurance. The moment you give thanks for what you have not yet seen, you dissolve doubt and align yourself with the state of already possessing it. When you truly understand this, gratitude becomes effortless. It is no longer something you have to force or remind yourself to practice. It becomes a natural expression of your knowing. You walk through life with the quiet confidence of someone who has already received. You feel joy not because you hope your desire is coming, but because you know it is already yours. Gratitude also accelerates manifestation. The universe operates on energy, and the frequency of gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can emit. When you exist in a state of thankfulness, you become magnetic to your desires. You attract more things to be grateful for because like attracts like. The more you appreciate, the more the universe gives you to appreciate. This is why those who live in gratitude seem to experience more blessings, while those who live in lack continue to struggle. It is not coincidence, it is law. If you wish to manifest something, begin by giving thanks for it now. Do not wait for the evidence, create the evidence through your unwavering belief. Speak words of gratitude as if your desire has already been delivered. Feel the joy of having received it. Walk in the confidence of one who already possesses it. The universe does not delay, it simply responds to the vibration you hold. And when gratitude is your dominant state, your manifestation becomes inevitable. Many people unknowingly delay their desires by questioning, doubting, or complaining. They plant the seed, but then dig it up by focusing on the absence of what they want. But gratitude keeps the seed buried, nourished, and growing. It allows you to remain in a state of expectation rather than frustration. It keeps your energy aligned with the fulfillment rather than the lack. Think about the moments in your life when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. Chances are you were not worried or anxious, you were simply in a state of appreciation and openness. This is the power of gratitude. It removes barriers, clears the path, and allows what you seek to flow to you naturally. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices is to begin and end each day with gratitude. In the morning, before your feet touch the ground, give thanks, not just for what you already see, but for what you have declared as yours. Feel the joy of already having. At night, as you drift into sleep, let gratitude be your final thought. Fall asleep in the feeling of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been delivered. In doing so, you impress upon your subconscious mind the truth that it is done, and the subconscious mind in turn commands reality to align with that truth. Gratitude is not just an attitude, it is a creative force. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between thought and reality. When you master the art of giving thanks in advance, you master the art of manifestation. You are no longer waiting for life to prove something to you. You are proving to life that you already know. And in that knowing, everything you seek is drawn to you effortlessly. Everything you desire is already yours. The universe does not hesitate, delay, or deny. It simply responds to the vibration you hold most consistently. Your thoughts are the signal. Your certainty is the command, and your gratitude is the final seal of manifestation. When you detach from the how and feel your desire as if it is already fulfilled, time collapses and miracles unfold effortlessly. You are not here to chase, beg, or struggle. You are here to create, to embody, and to receive. The universe is always listening, always responding, always aligning with the state you assume to be true. Walk in the knowing that what you seek is seeking you, and what you desire is already done. Thank you for listening, and may you step forward with unwavering faith, deep gratitude, and the absolute certainty that your miracle is already here. Sit quietly for a moment and breathe. Do you feel that? The space between your thoughts? That silence is where the magic happens. You have been taught that to get what you desire, you must toil, struggle, and calculate every step. But what if I told you that the very act of figuring it out is the reason it hasn't appeared yet? Desire is not meant to be chased, it is meant to be received. The moment you long for something, the unseen forces of the universe begin moving. Your only role is to assume the feeling of already having it. The moment you relax into certainty, life bends to accommodate your assumption. Think of the wind. You cannot grasp it, yet it moves mountains of sand. You do not control the stars, yet they dance in perfect harmony. The same intelligence that governs the cosmos governs your life. Trust in it. The path will appear, but not through your struggle. Struggle implies lack, and lack creates more of itself. Instead, close your eyes and dwell in the feeling of already having what you seek. Let the stillness guide you. You don't need to know how, that is not your concern. The means, the people, the opportunities, they will come as naturally as the sun rises. The bridge of events is already being built beneath your feet. Let go, relax. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and allow the universe to do what it does best. Turn the unseen into the seen, effortlessly. Desire is not something you create. It is something that arises from within, like a seed waiting to unfold. The moment a desire takes root in your mind, it is already a reality in the unseen. It exists in a realm beyond what your physical senses can detect. Your job is not to force it into existence, but to allow it to unfold naturally. This is where most people go wrong. They believe that effort, struggle, and constant action are required to bring their desires into being. But desire is not about labor. It is about belief. Consider a seed buried in the soil. It does not strain to grow, nor does it require your constant interference. If you were to dig it up every day to check its progress, you would only disrupt its natural process. The same principle applies to your desires. The moment you feel a longing for something, whether it is love, success, wealth, or happiness, that desire has already begun its journey toward you. The unseen intelligence that governs all things begins orchestrating the necessary circumstances to bring it to fruition. Your only responsibility is to nurture the belief that what you desire is already on its way. The mistake many people make is in questioning, doubting, and constantly looking for signs that their desire is manifesting. They feel the need to control every aspect of the process, attempting to force results through effort and worry. But just as a farmer trusts the seasons, you must trust the unseen process at work in your life. You do not need to struggle or push. You only need to rest in the knowing that the moment you desired it, the universe set it in motion. The challenge lies in maintaining the feeling of certainty. Many people plant a seed of desire but water it with doubt. They think thoughts of lack, worry about how things will happen, and dwell in impatience. This is equivalent to neglecting a seed or drowning it in too much water. The key is to cultivate a deep inner trust, to hold the vision of your desire fulfilled without questioning the process. This is not passive waiting, it is an active state of belief, a confident expectation that what is meant for you is already being arranged. Every great achievement in the world began as a simple desire. The tallest buildings, the most remarkable inventions, the greatest love stories, all of them started with an unseen idea that someone held on to with unwavering belief. These creations did not manifest through desperation or frantic effort, but through the alignment of thought, feeling, and action. Those who succeed are not necessarily the ones who work the hardest, but the ones who understand the power of assumption. The knowing that what they desire is already theirs. Imagine a person who longs for financial success. If they constantly worry about money, stress over every bill, and feel the weight of financial struggle, they are nurturing the belief in lack rather than abundance. However, if they shift their focus and live as though their financial situation is already improving, if they move with the confidence that abundance is on its way, they create the conditions for their desire to manifest. They become a magnet for the right opportunities, ideas, and connections. The same principle applies to love. If you desire a deep and fulfilling relationship, but you constantly focus on loneliness or the fear of never finding the right person, you are reinforcing the state of being alone. Instead, if you embody the feeling of already being loved, if you walk through life with the assurance that the right person is already making their way to you, your energy shifts. You become receptive, open, and aligned with the reality you wish to experience. There is no need to struggle to make things happen. When you hold the right state of being, everything that is meant for you flows naturally. The universe operates in perfect harmony, and everything you need is already available in the unseen. Your job is simply to align with it. Think of a river. It does not force its way through obstacles. It flows effortlessly, finding its course with ease. Your desires work in the same way. When you resist, worry, or try to force the process, you create unnecessary struggle. But when you relax, trust, and align your inner world with the feeling of already having what you seek, the external world must shift to match it. This is why desire is never about labor. It is about faith. It is about knowing that the moment you felt the desire, it was given to you. You do not chase, you receive. You do not force, you align. Instead of asking when or how, simply rest in the certainty that it is already yours. Let the seed of desire grow in its own perfect time and watch as it unfolds effortlessly in your life. There is a great misconception that in order to receive what we desire, we must figure out every step, plan every detail, and control how things unfold. This belief creates unnecessary stress, worry, and frustration because it places the burden of manifestation on human effort rather than divine intelligence. But the truth is, the how is not your responsibility. The universe is constantly rearranging reality in ways far beyond human comprehension, orchestrating events, people, and opportunities in a manner that the logical mind cannot predict or control. Your only role is to trust in this unseen force and align yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire. Consider a simple example. You decide to travel to a destination you have never visited before. You enter the location into your GPS, and once you do, you no longer concern yourself with every individual turn before you even begin driving. You trust that as you move forward, the next step will be revealed at the right moment. You do not need to see the entire journey ahead of time, because you know that as long as you follow the guidance given, you will arrive exactly where you need to be. This is how the universe operates. Once you set your desire, the path unfolds moment by moment, and your only responsibility is to move forward in faith, not to worry about the details. Many people block their own manifestations by obsessing over how their desires will come to pass. They look around at their current reality and cannot see a logical path from where they are to where they want to be. Because they cannot see it, they assume it is impossible, or they try to force outcomes that often lead to struggle and disappointment. This is where trust must come in. The universe operates in ways that cannot always be predicted by the human mind. What seems impossible now is only impossible because you are viewing it through the limitations of your current perspective. But the unseen forces at work are not bound by these limitations. They can connect events, align circumstances, and bring about results in ways that defy logic. Think of a person who dreams of a major career opportunity but sees no visible path to achieving it. They may feel stuck, believing that unless they take drastic measures, their goal will never materialize. But then, without warning, they receive a chance encounter with someone who opens an unexpected door. Or they stumble upon an opportunity they could not have planned for. These seemingly random occurrences are not random at all. They are the universe's way of arranging reality to match the inner state of belief. This is why it is so important to let go of the need to control the how. The more you try to force specific outcomes, the more you create resistance. When you obsess over details and worry about things falling into place, you are operating from a state of doubt rather than faith. You are telling the universe that you do not trust it to do its job. But when you relax into the certainty that what you desire is already being arranged, you allow the flow of divine intelligence to work freely. The key is to shift from questioning how to trusting that it is already done. Instead of asking, "How will I find love?" assume that love is already on its way. Instead of worrying, "How will I afford this?" trust that the financial resources will appear in the perfect way at the perfect time. The moment you stop trying to figure it all out and simply embody the state of already having what you seek, life responds in miraculous ways. Many of the greatest successes in history happened not because people had a clear step-by-step plan, but because they had unwavering faith in their vision. They did not concern themselves with the mechanics of how everything would unfold. They simply knew that it would. This level of trust allowed them to take inspired actions that led to results beyond anything they could have consciously orchestrated. The universe has infinite ways to bring your desires to you. The right people, the right circumstances, and the right timing are already being aligned. Your job is not to figure out how, but to stay in the state of knowing that it is already done. When you release the need to control the process, you free yourself from anxiety and open yourself to possibilities far greater than anything you could have planned. Trust is the key. The unseen forces are always working on your behalf, even when you cannot yet see the evidence. The path will reveal itself in the perfect way at the perfect time. Let go of the need to control. Surrender the how to the universe and watch as life unfolds in ways more magnificent than you ever imagined. Your reality is not shaped by chance, nor is it determined by effort alone. It is shaped by the state of being you embody. If you wish to change your life, you must first change your state. Everything you experience is a reflection of the assumptions you hold within. The world does not respond to your wishes or even to your hard work. It responds to the state in which you dwell. To receive what you desire, you must live in the feeling of already having it. This is the secret that transforms the unseen into the seen, the imagined into the real. Many people believe that in order to manifest what they want, they must work tirelessly, search for solutions, and figure out how to bring their desires into being. But this very mindset is what keeps them stuck. If you are constantly worried about how something will happen, you are affirming that it has not yet happened. And in doing so, you remain in a state of lack, reinforcing the very conditions you wish to change. Worry is not harmless. It is a declaration to the universe that you do not believe in the fulfillment of your desire. The key is to shift from doubt to certainty, from worry to relaxation. When you truly believe something is already yours, there is no anxiety, no second guessing, no effort to make it happen. Consider how you feel about something you already own. There is no stress about whether it is coming or not. It is simply yours. This is the feeling you must cultivate with your desires. When you enter into the state of already having what you want, reality has no choice but to conform. Think of a person who desires financial abundance. If they constantly focus on bills, stress over expenses, and dwell in the fear of not having enough, they are living in the state of lack. No matter how much effort they put in, their underlying belief is one of scarcity, and so scarcity continues to manifest in their life. But if they shift into the feeling of abundance, if they walk through life with the assurance that all their needs are met, that money flows easily to them, their outer world must eventually mirror that inner state. The change does not start with external actions. It starts with an internal shift. The same is true for love. If someone desires a fulfilling relationship but constantly worries about being alone, wonders why love has not arrived, and focuses on the absence of a partner, they are reinforcing the state of loneliness. But if they instead embody the feeling of already being deeply loved, if they carry themselves with confidence, move through life with the energy of someone who is already cherished, their reality will begin to reflect that. The right person will be drawn to them, not because they were searching, but because they became a vibrational match to what they desired. This is not about pretending or tricking yourself. It is about truly shifting your internal state. The universe responds not to what you say, but to what you feel as real. If you declare abundance while feeling lack, it is the feeling that wins. If you say you believe but inwardly doubt, it is the doubt that manifests. This is why relaxation and certainty are so powerful. When you are truly certain of something, you do not stress about it. You do not question if or when, it simply is. Consider the way a child trusts. When a child asks for something and is told it is coming, they do not stress over how it will arrive. They do not doubt, plan, or analyze. They simply expect it, and in that expectation they receive. This is the kind of faith you must cultivate. Not blind hope, but an unshakable knowing. The way to shift your state is not through force, but through gentle alignment. Visualizations, affirmations, and mental rehearsals can help, but they must be done from a place of inner conviction, not desperation. Each day, ask yourself, am I living in the feeling of already having it, or am I dwelling in the feeling of not yet having it? The answer to this question determines what you are creating. The path to your desire will reveal itself in ways you cannot predict. The universe arranges events, circumstances, and people in perfect harmony to bring about what you have assumed as true. But it is only when you let go of worry and relax into certainty that the way becomes clear. The doors you thought were closed will open effortlessly, and what once seemed impossible will unfold naturally. Your state creates reality. If you wish to see change in the world around you, begin by changing the world within you. Let go of the need to control, stop searching for proof, and simply dwell in the feeling of already having what you seek. The moment you do, the way will appear, and your desire will be drawn to you as effortlessly as a river flows to the sea. When you struggle, force, or obsess over the outcome of your desire, you are not helping it manifest, you are resisting it. Effort, in the sense of strain and struggle, is a sign that you do not trust the process. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it is growing. You do not speed up the process this way, you disrupt it. Manifestation, like nature, follows its own rhythm. When you relax and trust, the path unfolds naturally. But when you try to control every detail, you create resistance that delays or even blocks the very thing you seek. Many people believe that hard work and relentless effort are necessary to achieve their desires. This belief is deeply ingrained in society, but it is not the truth of how creation works. Your reality is shaped by your state of being, not by how much you push and struggle. When you force something, you are operating from a mindset of lack. You are saying, it is not here yet, so I must make it happen. But when you truly believe something is yours, there is no need to force. You trust, you allow, you move in flow rather than resistance. Imagine a river. It does not force itself to flow. It moves effortlessly in the direction it is meant to go. When you struggle, it is like trying to swim upstream, exhausting yourself in an attempt to control the current. But when you surrender and trust, you allow yourself to be carried toward what is already yours. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you take inspired action that feels natural, effortless, and aligned, rather than action driven by fear, doubt, or impatience. Think about moments in your life when things fell into place easily. Perhaps you met someone important at the perfect time, received an opportunity unexpectedly, or found a solution without overthinking it. These moments happened not because you forced them, but because you were in a state of alignment. Contrast that with times when you desperately tried to make something work, chasing, stressing, pushing, and found that the harder you tried, the further away it seemed. This is the difference between flowing and resisting. When you plant a seed, you do not stand over it demanding that it grow immediately. You trust that it will sprout at the right time. You water it, you nurture it, but you do not interfere with its natural process. The same is true for your desires. The moment you set an intention, it is already planted in the unseen. Your job is to trust that it will manifest, not to dig it up repeatedly by doubting, overanalyzing, or trying to force outcomes. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing attachment to how and when something will happen. The universe knows the perfect way to bring your desire to you. It has infinite ways to arrange circumstances beyond what your logical mind can conceive. When you insist on a specific method or timeline, you limit these possibilities. But when you relax, remain open and trust, the right path unfolds effortlessly. This is why people who are desperate for love often struggle to find it, while those who are content within themselves naturally attract meaningful relationships. It is why those who are constantly chasing money often find it elusive, while those who embody a state of abundance see financial opportunities appear in unexpected ways. Struggle signals lack. Ease signals trust. The key is to shift from effort to allowing. This does not mean sitting idly doing nothing. It means moving with faith rather than fear. It means following intuitive nudges rather than forcing plans. When action is required, it will feel natural, even effortless. You will know when to act and when to wait. This is the difference between inspired action and forced action. One flows, the other resists. Think of how nature operates. The sun does not strain to shine. Flowers do not force themselves to bloom. They simply exist in their natural state, and everything unfolds in perfect timing. You are no different. You are part of this same universal intelligence. And when you align with it, things come with ease. Stop digging up the seed. Stop checking, worrying, or doubting whether it is working. Know that it is. Know that what you have asked for is already set in motion. Let go of the need to control, and you will see that what is meant for you comes not through struggle, but through trust. Relax. Let the path unfold, it always does. The moment you set an intention and assume the feeling of already having what you desire, the universe begins to rearrange itself to bring it into your reality. You do not need to chase, beg, or manipulate circumstances to make it happen. The bridge of events will unfold naturally, guiding you step by step toward your desire in ways you could never predict. This is the unseen power at work, orchestrating people, situations, and opportunities to align perfectly with your belief. Many people fall into the trap of thinking they must force reality to bend to their will. They believe they must convince others, take excessive action, or try to control the details of how their desire will manifest. But this approach only reinforces the idea that the thing they want is separate from them, that it is something out of reach that they must struggle to obtain. In truth, the moment you fully assume that it is already yours, the bridge of events is set in motion, and the path to its fulfillment will unfold effortlessly. The bridge of events is not something you need to build, it is something you walk across. The universe moves in ways beyond human comprehension. It sees possibilities and connections that your rational mind cannot grasp. It is like a grand chessboard where pieces are moving into position without your direct intervention. Your only job is to remain faithful to the end result, to hold firm in your assumption that what you desire is already done, and to let life bring you the means. Consider the times in your life when something came to you in a way you never expected. Perhaps you were seeking a new job, and instead of finding it through endless searching, someone unexpectedly mentioned an opportunity. Maybe you longed for a relationship, and instead of forcing connections, you met the perfect person when you least expected it. These are the bridges of events in action. Circumstances shifting in response to your inner state. The greatest mistake is to doubt or interfere with this process. When you begin to question whether things are working, when you become impatient and try to force progress, you create resistance. It is like planting a seed and then constantly digging it up to check if it is growing. The seed of your desire must be left undisturbed, with full trust that the bridge of events is unfolding exactly as it should. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you act in alignment with faith, not fear. You will feel inspired to take certain actions, to go to certain places, to speak to certain people. These are the steps on your bridge, but they will come naturally. They will not feel forced. When you are truly aligned with your desire, you are drawn effortlessly into situations that lead you to it. Trust is the key. When you trust that what you desire is already yours, you stop worrying about how it will come. You no longer feel the need to grasp or cling. Instead, you live in the certainty that everything is aligning in your favor. And when the time is right, when the final piece of the bridge falls into place, you will look back and see how perfectly everything was arranged for you. There are no accidents. Every encounter, every delay, every redirection is part of the bridge. Even when things seem to be going wrong, trust that they are actually leading you closer. What appears as an obstacle is often a necessary step in the unfolding process. You may not see it now, but in hindsight, you will recognize that every piece was essential. So let go of the need to chase. Let go of the need to figure out every detail. Walk with the quiet confidence that your desire is already fulfilled and that life itself is carrying you toward it. You do not need to push, you only need to align. The bridge is already being built beneath your feet, one perfect step at a time. Relaxation is not just a state of comfort. It is the key that unlocks the doors to everything you desire. When you are at ease, your mind is open, your energy is receptive, and you become a perfect vessel for the unseen forces to guide you effortlessly. Manifestation does not require strain or struggle. It requires alignment. And alignment is most easily achieved in a state of deep relaxation. Most people believe that effort, planning, and constant mental activity are necessary to bring their desires to life. They think that by worrying, overanalyzing, or pushing themselves, they are somehow ensuring the success of their manifestation. But in truth, this only creates resistance. A mind that is tense, restless, or filled with doubt is like turbulent water. It cannot reflect the clear image of the reality you wish to create. Only in stillness can you receive the quiet yet powerful guidance of divine intelligence. Have you ever noticed that the best ideas often come when you are not actively thinking? When you are in the shower, taking a walk, or drifting off to sleep, insights suddenly emerge. This is because in those moments, you are relaxed. Your conscious mind has let go, and in that stillness, the deeper intelligence within you can rise to the surface. The same principle applies to manifestation. When you stop straining for answers and simply relax into the knowing that all is unfolding perfectly, things begin to move in your favor. Relaxation is not about doing nothing, it is about removing inner resistance. It is about shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. When you are at ease, you feel whole. You are not longing or grasping for what you desire, because in that state you already feel as if you have it. And this is the secret. Manifestation is not about getting something, it is about realizing that it is already yours. The path to your desires is not one of struggle, but of alignment. When you force things, you are acting from a place of doubt, believing that if you do not take control, it will not happen. But when you relax, you demonstrate trust in the unseen forces that are always working on your behalf. This trust creates a powerful shift in your reality. Observe nature. The trees do not struggle to grow, they simply reach toward the sun. The rivers do not force their way, they flow effortlessly to the ocean. Everything in the natural world moves in perfect harmony without strain. You too are part of this divine order. Your desires are meant to flow to you as naturally as breath, as easily as the rising and setting of the sun. The greatest manifestations occur when you are in a state of peace. When you stop chasing, stop doubting, and simply allow, you enter a state of flow where opportunities, people, and events seem to align in perfect timing. It feels as if life itself is conspiring to bring you what you desire, because it is. The key is to practice deep relaxation daily. Whether through meditation, breath work, or simply sitting in stillness, make it a habit to enter a state of ease. In this space, your imagination becomes more vivid, your intuition sharpens, and you naturally align with the highest version of yourself. From this place, manifestation is not something you force, it is something you allow. Let go of tension. Let go of the belief that struggle is necessary. Sink into the knowing that what you desire is already unfolding. Trust the stillness. Listen to the quiet guidance that arises, and watch as the reality you once longed for moves effortlessly into your life. In the end, the key to manifestation is not struggle, doubt, or forcing outcomes. It is alignment. When you relax, you open yourself to the infinite intelligence that is always working on your behalf. Your desires are not things to chase, they are already yours in the unseen. The how is never your concern. For the universe rearranges reality in ways beyond human comprehension. Your only job is to dwell in the feeling of already having it, to trust the bridge of events as it unfolds, and to let go of resistance. Effort is not the answer. Faith is. Tension only delays what is meant for you, while relaxation allows it to flow effortlessly into your life. When you surrender control and step into certainty, the right people, opportunities, and circumstances align perfectly without force. So take a deep breath, let go of worry, and move through life with the quiet confidence that everything is unfolding for you. Trust, believe, and allow. Thank you. There is a power in silence that few understand. Most people believe that in order to achieve, they must speak, push, and strive. But this is not the way. The greatest manifestations in life happen not through effort, but through stillness. Through the quiet conviction that what you seek is already on its way. You do not need to announce your desires to the world. You do not need validation from others. Everything you long for is already moving toward you the moment you accept it within. The only thing that can delay it is your own doubt, your own restless need to force things into place. When a seed is planted in the earth, it does not grow faster if you keep digging it up to check on it. It flourishes in darkness, in stillness, beneath the soil where no one sees. Your desires are the same. The moment you declare them to yourself and feel them as real, they take root in the unseen. But if you constantly seek reassurance, if you doubt, if you speak too soon, you disrupt their natural unfolding. You do not need to chase, beg, or plead. You only need to be. To assume in silence that it is already done. That wealth, that love, that peace you seek, it is already yours the moment you claim it within. Stay silent, do not discuss it, do not allow the world to shape your vision. Hold your belief steadfastly as if it were a sacred treasure hidden in your heart. What belongs to you will find you not by force, but by the certainty of your quiet knowing. You do not need to manipulate reality because reality is already responding to you. It is shifting, rearranging, and aligning itself with your inner world. The only question is, are you still enough to allow it? Everything you desire is already seeking you. Stay silent, stay sure, and watch as everything comes to you naturally. Silence holds a power that few recognize. In a world that glorifies noise, movement, and constant striving, silence is often misunderstood as inaction, as if nothing is happening when all is still. But this is the greatest illusion. The most profound shifts do not occur in the chaos of external effort, but in the quiet depths of inner stillness. It is in this silence that true creation unfolds, where desires take form, and where the unseen becomes seen. Everything you seek begins in the invisible, in the realm beyond speech and action. When you speak too soon, when you seek external validation or rush to make things happen, you disrupt the natural order of manifestation. The moment you withdraw from the noise of the world and enter the stillness within, you align yourself with the creative force that governs all things. It is not through struggle that the seed grows into a tree, nor through force that the stars align. The same principle applies to your life. What is meant for you takes shape in the silence of your being, long before it materializes in the physical world. Consider how nature moves effortlessly. The river does not push to reach the ocean, it simply flows. The sun does not announce its arrival each morning, it simply rises. There is no need for explanation, no need for noise. Everything unfolds in perfect order because it follows an inherent intelligence, a silent knowing that governs its course. You too are a part of this same order. When you embrace silence, you move in harmony with the forces that create worlds. You allow what is yours to come to you naturally, without resistance, without struggle. But most people fear silence. They mistake stillness for stagnation. They believe that if they are not constantly taking action, speaking about their desires, or seeking external confirmation, nothing is happening. This is where they go wrong. The greatest transformations take place in the unseen. Just as a caterpillar undergoes its metamorphosis in the cocoon, hidden from view, your life is shifting and aligning itself in ways beyond your perception. The only thing required of you is trust. Trust in the unseen. Trust in the silence. When you truly understand this, you will no longer feel the need to explain yourself. You will no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Instead, you will embody a quiet confidence, a deep inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. You will no longer be swayed by doubt or the opinions of others, for you will have built your foundation in something far greater, something unshakable. Silence does not mean doing nothing. It means doing the most important work of all. It means aligning your inner world so completely that the outer world must follow. It means withdrawing from the distractions that scatter your energy and focusing entirely on your inner state. Every great achievement, every profound manifestation begins in this space. Not in noise, not in frantic action, but in the quiet certainty of your own being. If you want love, do not chase it. Become it in silence, and it will find you. If you want success, do not beg for opportunities. Assume the feeling of success within, and the doors will open. If you want peace, do not seek it outside yourself. Dwell in the stillness of your own mind, and the world will reflect it back to you. This is the secret that the world does not teach. It tells you to work harder, to strive, to push against the current, but the truth is simpler. Withdraw from the noise, step into stillness, and know that everything is already in motion on your behalf. The moment you do, you will witness the effortless unfolding of all that you desire, not by force, not by struggle, but naturally, in perfect harmony, just as it was always meant to be. Desperation is the very thing that pushes away what you seek. The more you chase, the further your desires seem to slip from your grasp. It is not because you are unworthy or because life is unfair, but because desperation is rooted in lack, and lack can only create more lack. The moment you believe you must force an outcome, you affirm to yourself that it is not already yours. And in doing so, you create resistance to receiving it. There is an unseen order to everything in life, a natural flow that is always working on your behalf. But when you become desperate, when you attempt to control and manipulate how things unfold, you move against that flow. You interfere with the very forces that are trying to bring you what you desire. Imagine holding water in your hands. If you squeeze too tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you remain open, the water stays with you. The same is true for the things you long for. They do not respond to force, they respond to alignment. When you desperately seek something, whether it be love, success, or financial abundance, you send out an energy of neediness, of fear that it may never come. This energy repels the very thing you want. But when you let go, when you trust that what is meant for you is already finding its way, you create space for it to arrive naturally. Letting go is not giving up. It is stepping into a state of knowing. It is understanding that what is truly yours cannot be lost, and what is not meant for you will never stay, no matter how tightly you hold onto it. Consider the times in your life when things have come effortlessly. when opportunities appeared as if out of nowhere, when love found you without struggle, when solutions arose just as you stopped searching for them. This was not a coincidence. It was the result of being in a state of ease, of trusting the process instead of resisting it. The universe moves in response to your inner state. If you believe you must fight for what you want, you create a reality where struggle is necessary. But if you accept that everything is already aligning for you, you shift into a reality where things come with ease. Letting go of desperation requires a shift in perception. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who must chase, start seeing yourself as someone who attracts. Instead of believing you must prove your worthiness, know that you are already worthy. Instead of fearing that your desires will never come, rest in the certainty that they are already on their way. The moment you stop needing something to happen, you remove the very barriers that were preventing it from manifesting. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you take inspired action from a place of confidence rather than fear. When you are desperate, every action you take is tainted with anxiety and doubt. But when you move from a place of knowing, your actions become powerful and effortless. You are no longer grasping, you are allowing. You are no longer chasing, you are receiving. There is a power greater than words, greater than effort, greater than anything the world teaches you to rely on. Inner conviction. This silent, unshakable knowing is what moves mountains, bends reality, and aligns circumstances in your favor. Most people believe they must explain themselves, convince others, or shout their desires into existence. But true creation happens in stillness. It is not what you say that shapes your life. It is what you believe with absolute certainty. When you possess deep inner conviction, there is no need to seek validation, no need to announce your desires or prove yourself. The moment you truly know something to be yours, without doubt, the world must arrange itself to reflect that assumption. This is the law of consciousness. Everything you experience is a reflection of your internal state. And when you silently embody the feeling of already having what you seek, life has no choice but to conform. Consider how nature operates, effortlessly, without declaration. The seed does not need to proclaim that it will become a tree. It simply knows its purpose and unfolds accordingly. The sun does not need to announce its rise. It simply appears. Likewise, your desires are already in motion the moment you assume their reality within yourself. The external world is nothing more than a mirror, reflecting back the convictions you hold within. But most people struggle because they do not trust the unseen. They look for immediate proof, they seek reassurance, and in doing so, they weaken their own power. A person who truly believes does not look outside themselves for confirmation. They do not question, they do not waver, they simply know. This knowing is what draws everything to them effortlessly. Think of the most confident, successful people you have ever encountered. Their power is not in their words, but in their energy. They do not need to tell you who they are. You can feel it. Their presence alone commands attention because they embody certainty. They have already assumed their success, their worth, their place in the world, and as a result, life molds itself around that belief. You must become this way with your desires. If you want love, embody the feeling of being deeply loved. If you want wealth, carry yourself as if abundance is already yours. If you want success, assume the role of a successful person in your mind long before the world acknowledges it. This is not about arrogance or pretending, it is about aligning with the reality you wish to experience. When you do, the external world will follow. The greatest mistake people make is thinking that words or excessive action will force things to happen. But force only creates resistance. The more you try to convince the world of something, the more you reveal your own doubt. If you truly believed, would you need to prove it? Would you need to announce it? Or would you simply walk in quiet confidence, knowing that what is yours cannot be denied? Silence is not inaction, it is the most powerful form of action. It is the quiet, invisible force that rearranges reality itself. When you stop explaining, stop seeking approval, and instead live in the knowing that your desire is already fulfilled, everything shifts. The people, opportunities, and circumstances necessary for its manifestation begin to appear effortlessly. This is the secret of true power. It does not come from noise. It comes from deep, unwavering certainty. Walk through life with the quiet confidence of someone who already has everything they desire. Speak less, believe more. Seek nothing outside yourself, for everything is already within you. And as you embody this truth, watch as life bends to match your inner conviction. The universe does not respond to effort, struggle, or desperation. It responds to faith. When you trust that what you seek is already on its way, you remove the barriers that have kept it at a distance. But when you attempt to force things into existence, you create resistance, making it harder for what is already meant for you to arrive. The key is to remain silent and unwavering in your belief, for it is this inner certainty that moves the unseen forces in your favor. Most people misunderstand the nature of creation. They believe they must work harder, push more, and chase after their desires with relentless effort. But force only leads to frustration. The more you push, the more reality pushes back. The more you chase, the more your desires seem to slip away. This is because force is rooted in doubt, and doubt only creates delay. Faith, however, is effortless. It does not struggle, it does not chase. It simply knows. And it is this knowing that brings things to you with ease. Think of how life flows naturally. The seasons change without effort, the sun rises and sets without struggle. A tree does not force itself to grow. It simply follows its nature, trusting in the process. The same principle applies to you. When you plant the seed of a desire in your mind and water it with faith, it must grow. But if you dig it up every day to check its progress, you interfere with the process, delaying the very thing you wish to see. Faith is not passive. It is the most powerful force in existence. It is the silent command that reshapes reality to match your inner state. When you believe without doubt, you create a direct path for your desire to reach you. But when you question, when you worry, when you look for signs of progress, you introduce resistance, slowing everything down. The universe is always listening, always responding to your dominant state of being. If you radiate certainty, it brings you what you expect. If you radiate doubt, it mirrors that back to you as well. Silence is the secret. Not silence in the sense of saying nothing, but silence in the sense of being undisturbed, unshaken by appearances. The moment you start explaining yourself, justifying your desires, or seeking reassurance from the outside world, you reveal that you do not fully trust. But when you remain composed, when you hold your belief without needing external validation, you send a signal of absolute confidence, and the universe responds to confidence. You may have noticed that the things you receive effortlessly are often the things you care the least about. This is because you hold no resistance toward them. You do not overthink them. You do not question whether they will come. You simply expect them, and they do. But for the things you deeply desire, you introduce hesitation, fear, and impatience. This is what slows the manifestation. The solution is to treat all desires with the same ease. Assume that what you want is already making its way to you, just as naturally as the air you breathe. Let go of the need to force results. Trust the timing of your life. If something is truly meant for you, no amount of resistance can keep it away. And if it is not, no amount of force will make it stay. Your only task is to align yourself with the knowing that what is yours is inevitable. Do not chase, attract, do not beg, assume, and do not doubt, believe. Remain silent in your conviction. Walk as if your desires are already fulfilled. Trust that what you seek is seeking you. And when you do, you will watch in amazement as everything falls into place, not through struggle, but through the effortless power of faith. Silence is not just a practice, it is a shield. It protects your vision from the doubts of the world, from the skepticism of others, and from the wavering tendencies of your own mind. When you keep your desires sacred, holding them in quiet confidence rather than announcing them prematurely, you allow them to grow undisturbed. The moment you speak too soon, you open the door to interference, inviting opinions, disbelief, and energies that can weaken your conviction. What is planted in secrecy flourishes in strength. Most people do not realize how fragile a newly conceived desire can be. When an idea is first born within you, it exists in its purest form, full of possibility, untainted by external doubts. But the moment you share it, you expose it to the limiting beliefs of others. You invite questions, skepticism, and unsolicited advice that can create uncertainty in your own mind. Even well-meaning people who may not fully understand the depth of your vision can unknowingly plant seeds of doubt. And once doubt enters, manifestation slows. There is a reason why the most powerful transformations happen in silence. Nature moves in secrecy. Seeds sprout beneath the soil before breaking the surface. A baby forms in the womb long before the world sees it. And the greatest shifts in consciousness occur within before they reflect outward. Your desires follow the same process. They need time to develop, to solidify within your consciousness before they can take shape in the external world. If you speak too soon, you disrupt their natural unfolding. Silence allows you to remain unwavering. The fewer voices involved in your vision, the stronger your belief remains. When you keep your desires to yourself, you do not have to defend them, explain them, or prove them to anyone. You simply nurture them in quiet confidence, allowing them to take root deeply within you. And when something is deeply rooted, it cannot be shaken by the doubts of the world. Think of the most successful, influential people. They do not announce their every move before it happens. They move in silence, working in the unseen until their results speak for them. The world only sees the finished manifestation, not the quiet conviction that created it. This is how you must operate, with the understanding that your desires are sacred and do not need external validation. Your words carry power, and where you direct them matters. When you speak of something prematurely, you scatter your energy, diffusing the concentrated belief that fuels your manifestation. But when you hold your vision in silence, you build momentum, strengthening its presence within you. It is this inner certainty that brings results, not the need to convince others of what is coming. Observe how the things you have kept to yourself have often unfolded more smoothly than those you have spoken about. This is because silence keeps you in alignment, free from external influence. The moment you share, you risk introducing conflicting energies, doubts, envy, or even unconscious resistance from those around you. But when you remain silent, your vision is protected. This does not mean you should live in secrecy out of fear, but rather out of wisdom. Choose carefully what you share and with whom. Not everyone is capable of holding the same belief in your vision as you do. Some will project their own limitations onto you, not out of malice, but simply because they cannot see what you see. And if you are not strong in your conviction, their doubts can become your own. Move in silence. Let your manifestations take form without interference. Nurture your desires as you would a delicate flame, shielding them from the winds of doubt. Trust that what is meant for you does not need outside confirmation. It only needs your unwavering belief. And when the time is right, the world will see the results, but by then, your conviction will be so strong that nothing can shake it. Keep your vision sacred. Let silence be your strength, and watch as everything unfolds effortlessly before you. Your reality is not shaped by the external world. It is a reflection of your internal state. Everything you experience, everything you see is a mirror of what is happening within you. The moment you shift internally, your outer world must conform. Transformation does not begin with action, effort, or force. It begins in the unseen. It begins in the quiet moments when you decide to think differently, believe differently, and see yourself in a new way. Most people live reactively, believing that they must change their circumstances in order to feel different. They try to fix the outside world without realizing that the true cause of their experience lies within. They chase opportunities, force relationships, and exhaust themselves trying to mold the external world to their liking, but nothing seems to work. The reason is simple. They are trying to rearrange the mirror instead of changing the reflection. A mirror does not create the image, it only reflects it. If you do not like what you see, you do not reach out and try to change the reflection, you adjust yourself. The same is true for your life. The world is simply a reflection of your dominant assumptions, beliefs, and inner state. The moment you shift inwardly, the outer world must shift to match. Transformation is not about forcing change, it is about becoming it. The moment you assume something to be true within yourself, the world begins rearranging itself to make that truth visible. But this process is often invisible at first. Just because you do not see instant results does not mean nothing is happening. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. There is a period of unseen growth where roots form beneath the surface. This is where most people give up when they do not see evidence right away. They assume nothing is working and they revert back to their old ways. But those who understand how reality works remain still. They trust the process. They do not need instant validation because they know that transformation is inevitable. When you hold your inner shift with unwavering belief, the world has no choice but to align with it. The key is to remain silent in your conviction. Do not speak against your desire. Do not look for signs of progress with doubt in your heart. Do not allow the outside world to shake your inner state. If you have truly shifted within, then it is done. The rest is simply a matter of time. Have you ever noticed how life flows effortlessly when you are in alignment? When you stop forcing, when you stop doubting, things fall into place naturally. You meet the right people, opportunities arise, and everything seems to work in your favor. This is not luck. This is the result of being internally aligned with what you want. Your only task is to maintain that alignment. Stay still. Remain silent. Trust that the moment you shift within, the world is already in motion to reflect that shift. Do not seek, do not chase, do not beg. Simply be. Be the version of yourself that already has what you desire. Feel it, know it, embody it, and then let go. When you do this, you will witness the effortless unfolding of your reality. Circumstances will shift, people will change, and opportunities will appear, all without you having to force anything. The world is your mirror. The moment you change internally, everything must change to match. Everything you seek is already within you. The world is merely a reflection of your inner state responding to the silent convictions you hold. There is no need to chase, force, or beg for what is already yours. The moment you shift internally, when you let go of desperation, trust in the unseen, and remain unwavering in your belief, the external world must align accordingly. Silence is your greatest strength. It shields your vision from doubt, protects your manifestations from interference, and allows the universe to work effortlessly on your behalf. True power lies not in words, but in the quiet knowing that what you desire is inevitable. Stay still, remain silent, trust in the process, and watch as everything falls perfectly into place. Stand still for a moment. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Before you reach for the ticket, remember this: reality is not set in stone. What you believe in the depths of your soul will be mirrored back to you. This wealth is already mine. The numbers are chosen for me. The outcome is fixed in my favor. I do not wish to win. I have already won. Feel the truth of these words sink into your being. Let the excitement of already possessing the prize rush through your body. Smile as though you are holding the proof in your hands. You are not begging, not hoping, not waiting. You are receiving what is already yours. Walk away from the purchase as if the universe has already arranged your victory. The moment you stop doubting, the moment you release all resistance, the unseen forces begin to work. Reality is not something fixed and external, independent of your perception. It is fluid, shaped entirely by the contents of your imagination. What you see with your physical eyes is merely the shadow of what you have first seen within yourself. The world outside of you is a reflection, a mirror that faithfully echoes the images you hold in your mind. If you can grasp this truth, you will understand that everything you experience is first born in the unseen world of thought. Before any great achievement, before any success, it existed as a certainty in the mind of the one who attained it. When you accept that imagination is the only reality, you free yourself from the illusion that circumstances dictate your life. The truth is that circumstances conform to the assumptions you persist in holding. Nothing in your external world has power over you unless you grant it authority through your beliefs. The wealthy man did not become wealthy by merely working harder than others. He first saw himself as prosperous, felt the wealth as his, and the world conspired to bring it into being. The successful artist did not become great by accident. He first imagined himself recognized and celebrated, and his vision shaped the events of his life. Every invention, every breakthrough, every moment of triumph in history was first conceived in the mind before it became visible to all. This principle applies to every aspect of your life. If you wish to change your reality, you must begin by changing the way you see yourself. You must hold within your mind the image of the person you wish to be, not as a distant hope but as a present fact. The mistake many make is believing that they must first see proof before accepting something as true. They wait for the world to convince them before they believe. But the world does not work that way. It responds not to what you hope for, but to what you accept as reality within. If you wish to be victorious, you must first see yourself as victorious. If you wish to be wealthy, you must first see yourself as wealthy. If you wish to be loved, you must first feel yourself surrounded by love. Imagination is not daydreaming. It is not wishful thinking. It is the most powerful force at your disposal, capable of altering the course of your life. When you imagine with conviction, when you assume that what you desire is already yours, you set unseen forces into motion. The people you need, the opportunities required, the circumstances that align, all of these are drawn to you as a reflection of your inner state. But if you continue to see yourself as lacking, if you continue to dwell in thoughts of limitation, the world can only give you more of the same. Before taking any action, pause and see yourself as already victorious. Do not wait for something outside of you to change. Change first within yourself. Walk in the assumption that you are already the person you wish to be. Speak as though your desires are fulfilled. Feel the emotions you would feel if your goal were already accomplished. When you operate from this place, you will notice the world shifting around you. Doors will open where none seem to exist. Solutions will appear effortlessly. Events will unfold in your favor without force or struggle. Many struggle because they look at their current circumstances and allow them to dictate what they believe is possible. But to live this way is to be a slave to appearances. Do not be fooled by what you see. What exists today is simply the outpicturing of old thoughts and beliefs. If you want a new future, you must plant new seeds in your mind. And once planted, you must trust that they will grow. The farmer does not dig up his crops every day to check if they are growing. He knows that in due time they will emerge. So too must you trust that what you have imagined is already in motion, even if you cannot yet see the evidence. Doubt is the great destroyer of dreams. The moment you question whether what you have imagined is real, you pull yourself back into the old reality. You must persist in your assumption, regardless of what the world around you suggests. If you can hold firm to your inner vision, refusing to be swayed by appearances, the world must conform. It has no choice. The outer world is always the servant of the inner world. You do not need permission from the world to become what you desire. You do not need validation from others to claim your success. You only need to decide within yourself that it is already yours. The moment you make that decision, reality bends to accommodate it. No force in the universe can stop a man or woman who is convinced of their own success. The world simply reflects back the image they have accepted as true. So take this truth and make it your own. Close your eyes and see yourself victorious. Walk, speak, and think as though your goal is already accomplished. Let go of doubt. Let go of waiting. The power is already within you, waiting to be claimed. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and watch as the world transforms before your very eyes. Every event in your life, every outcome you experience is a direct reflection of the feelings you have persistently entertained. The world around you is not happening to you by chance. It is unfolding in response to the emotions you have accepted as real. What you feel deeply, what you embody with conviction, becomes the foundation upon which your future is built. It is not enough to simply go through the motions, to perform actions mechanically, hoping they will lead to your desired result. The true power lies in the feeling that accompanies those actions. Imagine for a moment that you are holding a lottery ticket in your hand. The slip of paper itself holds no magic, it is just a physical object. But as you hold it, what do you feel? Do you feel uncertainty, hoping that maybe, just maybe, this will be the one? Or do you feel an unwavering certainty, as though the outcome is already written in your favor? This distinction is everything. The person who purchases the ticket while dwelling in doubt, in desperation, in fear of lack, is unknowingly reinforcing that very state of being. They are sending out a signal of uncertainty, and the world will reflect that uncertainty right back to them. But there is another way. Before you even step forward to buy the ticket, you must align yourself with the reality you wish to experience. You must summon the feeling of certainty, the sensation of already possessing that which you seek. The numbers are not random. They are chosen in response to your inner conviction. The wealth is not something you are chasing. It is something that already belongs to you in the unseen, and you are simply allowing it to take shape in your world. The moment you embody this truth, you shift the course of events in your favor. Many believe they must wait for external proof before they allow themselves to feel the joy of success. They wait for the bank account to change, for the phone call to come, for the confirmation to appear before they dare to believe. But this is living in reverse. It is not the evidence that creates the feeling. It is the feeling that calls forth the evidence. The universe does not respond to idle wishes. It responds to the conviction of already having received. Consider the way a child dreams. When they imagine themselves as a great adventurer, a hero, a ruler of their own world, they do not pause to question whether it is logical or realistic. They step fully into the feeling of the experience, and for them, in that moment, it is real. There is no resistance, no hesitation, no looking over their shoulder for proof. This is the secret that so many have forgotten: to embody a reality within before it ever appears outside of them. You must cultivate this same childlike certainty. Close your eyes and feel the weight of abundance in your hands. Hear the words of excitement spoken to you as if they are already happening. Let the emotions of joy, relief, and gratitude rise within you, not as something you are trying to force, but as something that is naturally there because you know, beyond all doubt, that your desire is already fulfilled. Walk through your day with the quiet assurance that what you have accepted as true within must now take form without. This is where most falter. They allow the world around them to dictate their feelings instead of realizing that their feelings dictate the world. They look at their current circumstances and allow those appearances to convince them that nothing is changing. But do not be deceived by the temporary. What you see now is simply the outpicturing of past emotions, past assumptions, past beliefs. If you wish to see a new reality, you must generate a new feeling, independent of what your senses tell you. Imagine the outcome you desire and step into the feeling of it being done. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. If you had already won, how would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you move through life? Assume that posture, that energy, that state of being. The world will conform. It must. Your role is not to figure out how it will happen. Your role is not to stress over the path it will take. Your role is to hold fast to the feeling of already possessing your desire, to live in the certainty that what you have claimed in your imagination is as real as the ground beneath your feet. When you do this, the unseen forces begin their work. The right circumstances, the right events, the right opportunities will emerge, not because you are forcing them, but because you are aligned with them. You do not have to hope. You do not have to wish. You only have to feel. That feeling, once truly accepted, is more powerful than any external effort. The moment you shift within, the world shifts to match you. Accept this truth, live by it, and watch as your reality transforms before your very eyes. The greatest secret to shaping your reality lies in the simple yet profound understanding that the world is nothing more than a mirror, reflecting back to you the convictions you hold within. The moment you assume something to be true, the world arranges itself to prove you right. It does not matter whether you consider yourself lucky or unfortunate, wealthy or poor, victorious or defeated. What you accept as real in your imagination becomes the blueprint upon which your life is built. The key is to assume the end is already done, to walk in the certainty that your desire is not something you are chasing, but something that is already yours. Most people live their lives reacting to what they see, believing that they must wait for external proof before they can truly believe in a new reality. But this is living in reverse. If you wait for the evidence before you believe, you will never see the evidence. The world does not bring you what you wish for. It brings you what you believe to be true. The moment you assume the state of already having your desire, the moment you truly embody that reality within, the world begins its work to reflect it back to you. Think of an actor who steps onto the stage. He does not hesitate, wondering if he is truly the character he is playing. He simply assumes the role, embodying it so fully that the audience has no choice but to accept it as real. This is the level of conviction you must carry within yourself. You are not someone who is hoping, wishing, or waiting. You are someone who has already arrived. The moment you assume the state of your fulfilled desire, reality moves to confirm your assumption. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved your goal, whatever it may be. Wealth, success, love, health. See yourself on the other side of the victory. Feel what it is like to live in that state. If you had already won, how would you walk? How would you talk? How would you feel when you woke up in the morning? What thoughts would fill your mind? Step into that version of yourself right now and refuse to waver. If you can hold that assumption long enough without allowing doubts to creep in, your outer world will have no choice but to conform. This is not a matter of tricking yourself or pretending. It is a matter of fully accepting a new reality within. When you assume something is true with absolute certainty, you no longer question it, nor do you allow anything in the outside world to convince you otherwise. If you plant a seed and believe in its growth, you do not constantly dig it up to check if it is sprouting. You trust in the unseen process, knowing that in due time the evidence will appear. This is how you must treat your assumptions. Many people fail because they allow doubt to overpower their conviction. They say they believe in their desire, but the moment they see no immediate proof, they waver. They question, they worry, they seek reassurance, and in doing so, they unknowingly reaffirm the absence of their desire. But the one who truly assumes the end is already done does not need external validation. They walk in certainty, knowing that what they have claimed internally must materialize. Consider for a moment the way the world reacts to those who carry absolute conviction. When someone believes in themselves with unshakable certainty, others begin to believe in them too. This is not because of external proof, but because their confidence shapes the perception of reality. The same principle applies to all things. If you assume the end is already done, if you move through life with the quiet confidence of someone who has already won, the world will reflect that back to you. Your senses may try to deceive you, showing you evidence of the old reality. Do not be fooled. What you see is only a reflection of past assumptions, past beliefs, past emotions. If you persist in assuming your new reality, the old must fade away and the new must take its place. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law by which reality operates. The outer world is a delayed reflection of the inner world. Change within and the external must follow. Hold firm to your assumption and do not waver. Do not seek signs, do not look for proof, do not question whether it is working. Simply know that it is done. When you assume the end is already accomplished, you take on a new way of being. Your actions, your thoughts, your emotions all align with the new reality, and this alignment is what calls forth the manifestation. You are not waiting for the world to change. You are changing your state of being, and the world must follow. The moment you stop trying to achieve and instead step into the knowing that it is already yours, everything shifts. You no longer act from desperation, from lack, from uncertainty. You act from fulfillment, from completion, from the unwavering knowledge that what you desire is already a part of your world. The game is not about chasing, it is about assuming. Assume it is done and watch as the world bends to make it so. There is a deep and powerful truth that governs all creation. What you assume to be true in your mind will inevitably be reflected in your reality. But to master this process, you must release your grip on the how and when. Your role is not to micromanage the details or force events into existence. Your only task is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to rest in the certainty that what you desire is already yours, and to allow the natural flow of life to bring it into form. The more you try to control the mechanics of manifestation, the more you introduce resistance. Let go, trust, and know that what you seek is seeking you. Many struggle with this concept because they have been conditioned to believe that effort, struggle, and logical planning are necessary to achieve results. They analyze, strategize, and exhaust themselves trying to figure out exactly how their desires will materialize. But this approach only creates frustration and delays the manifestation. The mind becomes entangled in unnecessary details, doubting whether the desire will come at all. However, true creation does not require struggle, it requires faith. The moment you decide that your wish is already yours, the unseen forces of the universe begin working to bring it into reality. You do not need to figure out the how or when. You only need to trust that it is done. Think of a farmer who plants a seed. He does not dig up the soil every day, wondering if the roots are forming. He does not demand that the seed sprout at a specific hour or in a particular way. He knows that nature operates in its own perfect timing. His only job is to plant the seed and trust the process. In the same way, your desire is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your imagination. Once you have assumed its fulfillment, you must trust that it will manifest in the right way at the right time. Detachment is not about giving up on your desire. It is about releasing the need to control its unfolding. When you detach, you acknowledge that the manifestation is already done in the unseen realm, and you allow it to unfold without interference. This is the key to effortless creation. The more you cling to the need for immediate results, the more you push them away. But the moment you relax, knowing that the outcome is inevitable, it begins to move toward you with speed and ease. Doubt and impatience are the greatest obstacles to manifestation. When you question whether your desire will come, you send a signal that you do not truly believe in its reality. When you become anxious about when it will arrive, you shift into a state of lack, reaffirming that it is not yet here. This creates a cycle of frustration, where the more you focus on the absence of your desire, the longer it takes to appear. But when you detach and rest in the knowing that it is already done, you remove all resistance. You allow the unseen forces to arrange circumstances in ways you could never predict. It is not your responsibility to figure out the path. It is your responsibility to align with the feeling of already having received. Imagine yourself as the winner, as the one who has already attained their desire. How would you feel? How would you move through the world? What thoughts would occupy your mind? Embody that state now and let go of any need to question the process. Your belief is the only requirement. When you step into the state of already having, life must respond accordingly. The greatest manifestations often come in ways you never expected. This is why trying to control the process is futile. If you insist that your desire must come through a specific channel, in a specific time frame, you limit the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all things. But when you surrender the details and trust in the certainty of your wish fulfilled, the universe moves in ways beyond your comprehension. Unexpected opportunities, chance encounters, and seemingly random events align perfectly to bring your desire to fruition. Many who have mastered this principle have experienced what some call miracles. They did not strain, chase, or demand, they simply knew. They held their assumption with unwavering faith, detached from how it would come to pass, and watched as the world reshaped itself to match their inner conviction. This is the way of effortless creation. It is not about pushing, it is about allowing. It is not about force, it is about trust. If you are holding a desire in your heart, release all worry about how it will arrive. Let go of the timelines, the strategies, and the need for constant proof. Simply know that it is done, rest in the feeling of having already received it, and walk through life with the quiet confidence of one who has already won. The moment you detach, the moment you stop trying to force the process, you create space for the manifestation to flow effortlessly into your reality. Your inner speech is the architect of your reality. Every silent word you whisper within yourself is shaping the world around you, forming the circumstances you experience and the opportunities that come your way. What you say internally is not just idle thought. It is a command issued to the unseen forces of creation. If you wish to manifest anything, especially something as specific as winning, succeeding, or achieving a goal, your inner dialogue must reflect absolute certainty, not wishful thinking or desperation. Many people unknowingly sabotage their desires by allowing their inner speech to contradict what they seek to create. They may consciously affirm that they want something, but beneath the surface they are filled with doubt. They whisper thoughts like, "I hope this happens," or "I really need this to work," and in doing so they reinforce a state of lack. When you say, "I hope I win," you are declaring that you have not yet won. When you say, "I need this money so badly," you are affirming that you do not yet have it. The universe responds not to what you ask for, but to what you assume to be true. To manifest effortlessly, your inner speech must be in perfect alignment with your desired reality. Instead of saying, "I wish I could win," say, "I am so grateful that I have won." Instead of thinking, "I really need this money," shift to "Money flows to me with ease, and I always have more than enough." These silent words reprogram your subconscious mind to accept your desire as already fulfilled, and once that happens, your external world must conform. The key is to speak internally as though the wish is already accomplished. When you engage in mental conversations, do so from the perspective of one who already possesses what they seek. If wealth is your goal, speak to yourself as someone who already enjoys abundance. If success is your desire, let your inner speech reflect the confidence and security of one who has already achieved it. The more consistently you do this, the more your mind will accept it as fact, and the world will shape itself to match. There is no room for contradictions in this process. You cannot spend a few moments affirming your success and then go about your day worrying, doubting, or complaining about your current circumstances. Your dominant state of mind is what manifests, not the occasional moments of positive thinking. If you say, "I am wealthy," but then worry about bills, you have negated your affirmation. If you say, "I am successful," but then dwell on failure, you have spoken against your own creation. It is important to be mindful of not only your words, but also your feelings as you say them. Words alone mean nothing if they do not carry conviction. You must feel the truth of what you are saying. If you affirm wealth but feel lack, then your dominant state remains one of scarcity. But when your inner speech is filled with certainty and backed by genuine emotion, you shift into the reality where your desire is inevitable. Many do not realize that they are constantly engaged in inner dialogue. From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, your mind is talking, reacting, and shaping your experience. If you do not take control of this dialogue, it will be controlled by past conditioning, fears, and external influences. You must become conscious of every word you say to yourself and deliberately shape it to reflect only what you wish to experience. The world outside is merely a reflection of your inner state. When you train your inner speech to align with your ideal life, you will notice that things begin to shift. Doors that once seemed closed will open effortlessly. People, opportunities, and circumstances will rearrange themselves in ways you could never have predicted. This is not coincidence. It is the natural law of creation at work. Discipline your inner voice. Each time you catch yourself thinking thoughts of doubt, replace them immediately with statements of certainty. If you feel yourself slipping into a mindset of worry, redirect your focus to the assumption that all is well. Do this consistently, and soon it will become second nature. Your inner speech will naturally reflect only what you desire, and your world will have no choice but to mirror it back to you. There is nothing outside of you that holds power over your destiny. The power is within you, in the words you speak to yourself in silence. When those words are aligned with certainty, nothing can stop your desires from manifesting. Speak only from the end, whisper only the truth of your success, and watch as the world bends to match your inner reality. Gratitude is the final seal that locks in your manifestation, the quiet but powerful force that affirms, "It is done." When you express thanks as if the blessing has already arrived, you shift from a state of wanting to a state of having. You move beyond hoping and wishing into knowing and certainty. Gratitude is not merely a polite acknowledgement. It is the ultimate declaration of faith. It tells the universe that you are already in possession of your desire. And because your world is only a reflection of your inner state, reality must adjust to match that assumption. Many believe gratitude is something to be expressed only after receiving what they want. They wait until the money is in their hands, the opportunity has materialized, or the success is evident before they feel thankful. But gratitude, when used as a tool of manifestation, is not a response to something happening. It is the cause of it happening. By feeling grateful before you physically see the outcome, you set in motion the forces that bring it into existence. Gratitude is a state of completion. It is the feeling of already having, already being, already experiencing. It is the secret ingredient that turns a desire into reality, because it shifts your mind from "I wish I had" to "I am so grateful that I have." When you persist in this feeling, the world cannot contradict it. It must conform. To manifest effectively, gratitude must be deeply felt, not just mechanically spoken. Simply saying "I am grateful for my wealth" while still feeling lack will not create the shift. The words alone do not have power, the feeling behind them does. When you express gratitude, let it flood your entire being. Imagine the moment of receiving exactly what you desire and allow yourself to feel the same joy, relief, and excitement as if it were happening right now. Dwell in that state. Carry it with you throughout your day. The more real it feels internally, the faster it will externalize. When you wake up, begin your day by giving thanks for what you desire as if it were already yours. Before even getting out of bed, affirm, "I am so grateful for the abundance in my life. I am thankful that money flows effortlessly to me. I appreciate the wealth that is already mine." Say it with certainty, as though you are merely recognizing what already exists. Then move through your day holding that same attitude. When thoughts of doubt creep in, counter them with gratitude. If you start to feel impatient, return to a state of thankfulness. Gratitude neutralizes resistance. When you are truly grateful, you do not feel desperate. You do not feel anxious. You are not looking at time wondering when your manifestation will arrive. You know it is already done. This relaxed state of certainty is what allows it to materialize effortlessly. The more you embody this feeling, the more quickly your world will reflect it back to you. Think of gratitude as a tuning fork. It aligns you with the frequency of your desire. When you vibrate in gratitude, you are in harmony with the reality where your wish is already fulfilled. You are no longer asking, pleading, or struggling. You are simply receiving. The moment you fully accept your desire as already accomplished and feel deep gratitude for it, you have successfully manifested it. The physical confirmation is simply a matter of time. Many people unknowingly delay their manifestations because they focus on what is missing rather than what is present. They dwell on what has not yet arrived instead of what they already have. Gratitude reverses this pattern. It shifts the focus from lack to abundance, from waiting to receiving. It reprograms the subconscious mind to accept your desired reality as the only reality. A powerful practice is to express gratitude for everything, even things that seem unrelated to your desire. When you cultivate a habit of thankfulness in all areas of life, you develop a natural state of abundance. Be grateful for the air you breathe, the opportunities that come your way, the small victories you experience each day. This keeps your mind trained on receiving rather than wanting. The more grateful you are, the more you open yourself up to receive even greater blessings. The gratitude also carries an energy of generosity. When you feel abundant, you naturally extend that abundance to others. This creates a cycle where what you give out returns to you multiplied. When you are grateful for wealth, you radiate the energy of prosperity, and prosperity must return to you. When you are grateful for love, you attract more love into your life. Whatever you appreciate expands. Your manifestation is sealed the moment you stop asking for it and start being thankful for it. When you live in a state of gratitude, you are no longer hoping or waiting, you are experiencing. This is the key to effortless creation. Express thanks as though your blessing has already arrived, and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your assumption. In the end, everything comes down to your inner state. Reality is not something that happens to you, it is something that responds to you. When you understand this, you stop chasing, forcing, or doubting. You begin to see that your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions shape every experience you have. The key to manifestation is not struggle or effort, but alignment. When you feel as though you already have what you desire, when you assume the end as done, when you detach from the how and when your inner speech reflects certainty, and when gratitude seals your assumption, you step into the life that was always waiting for you. You do not need permission. You do not need to beg or plead. You simply need to align, believe, and receive. The world will not deny you what you have already claimed within. All that remains is for you to stand firm in the knowing that it is already yours. Thank you for listening, and may you always walk in the certainty of your desires fulfilled.